Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to day 12. We are at our halfway point of our 24 bottle advent calendar from Flaviar. Today we are on, obviously I told you, day 12, and then today it's an American single malt whiskey, product of the USA. So, and if I look at our boarding pass says we are headed to PDX. And if you know your airports, that is Portland. And we are going to be trying a Westward single malt cask finished whiskey. This is a whiskey from Portland's Distillery and brewery. So what they do is they start by creating an actual beer, an American ale, and if they finish the process, it would be a beer. But then they take that beer that they just distilled, and then they double distill it in a pot still. And then when they're going to barrel it, they barrel it in new oak that's heavy toasted with a light char, and then they age it. But then they finish it in a American single malt barrel, or excuse me, they finish that in an aged Oregon stout beer barrel, and it picks up those flavors from the stout. So I'm going to open this up a little, and this one's definitely darker than the previous 2 days. So we will pour enough for me, leave some for Dawn, and as we've been doing with all of our other samples, leaving half of it so that we can taste it again, give it kind of the long-term trial. The distillery that's nestled in the foothills of Mount Hood and also the Columbia Gorge River area is kind of a unique. Love that area out there. We used to go out there every year for one of our vendor meetings, and plus the best man at my wedding, my and Dawn's wedding. Oh, I didn't mention that. So today you've got a host but no hostess, or as she likes to say, no flight attendant. So Dawn's still under the weather, and so I am flying solo today. But back to my story. So my best man at our wedding used to live out there with his family, so we used to go out there all the time for a vendor and to meet up with them. Go skiing up on Mount Hood, visit the city of Portland, which is an interesting city, to say the least. But definitely darker than yesterday, and definitely more legs. I can see that right away. Let's see what the nose gets. A little perfumey. I don't smell anything that would be reminiscent of a Scotch or a malt, but it does have a different kind of a candied note to it. Interesting. Let's go in for another taste. Or not another, but the first taste. Squeaky teeth. Oh, there's a lot of smoke flavor. Not peaty, no Band-Aid. It's not a campfire. No iodine. It's a subtle smoke. Definitely some hints of chocolate, dark chocolate. Not sweet chocolate, not milk chocolate. Let's see what else is in there that I can identify. Comes in at 92 proof, and I'm not really sensing that proof at all. I don't know that I'm getting a big hit of proof anywhere. I'll let that sit for a second. The distillery itself it's about 20 years old, so started, in the 2000s, early 2000s, and again started out as making beer, and then they wanted to craft other things. So if you know the beer culture in the Portland area, it is very heavy. There are beers, craft beers everywhere. So if you go into any place, you'll see 2-3 dozen beer, I don't know what you call the pour levers things, all different varieties. So they definitely appreciate their craft beers out there, and when we've gone out there to try them, we've appreciated most of them. We don't like the overly flavored craft beers, but the ones that are actually brewed and just take on those characteristics of the grains, we tend to go for. I tend to go for the darker beers, the chocolate porters, the stouts, things like that. Let's see, not getting anything new on the nose. Still just nice and subtle. Oh, now that second one, I'm picking up new notes. A couple new notes, and I kind of like that. Definitely more floral notes there. Some spices that I'm not quite putting my finger on. But definitely that second sip was better than the first, and better and different in a good way than the first. Now, the other unique thing about this distillery and the way they brew their mash and then distill it is they use an ale yeast in there, not a fermenter's, well, not a just typical distiller's yeast, but an ale, a beer yeast, and it takes up to 7 days for the mash to actually ferment before they can put it in those pot stills. But it's quite good. Again, after they age it in their new oak, it'll sit in that beer barrel for about a year. Interesting. So have any of you guys or gals tried this one? Or have you been out to the distillery? We don't get out to the Portland area much anymore. We don't work for that vendor that we would go out there for, and my best man has moved to the other coast. So now he's on the East Coast around Boston. Still have to get out to Boston and see him. Oh, if I read my notes better, the distillery was founded in 2004. Third sip, less smoky, more chocolatey, vanilla notes. Let's see what my passport says, my official tasting passport. Oh, so I totally missed the hazelnuts, and I'm not a big hazelnut fan anyway. At least in the coffee creamers, I never liked the hazelnut. So this says barley, honey, hazelnut, milk chocolate, banana. And now that I read that, all right, that finish, I could describe that as banana. Almonds, yeah. Vanilla, mint, and citrus. I don't pick up a mint note. I could say there's a citrus in there someplace. I'm gonna try and pick up that hazelnut and almond note. Nope, not getting an almond. But I'll have to go and dig up an actual hazelnut and try it. But I'd say there's some honey in there for sure. But all in all, a pleasant whiskey. I'd go in for a second drink, a second pour of that. Don't know if I'd buy a bottle. Bottle comes in at about $90 for $7.50. So all in all, not too bad. I could sit down and spend an hour or two talking with somebody over a good conversation. Anyway, for me, I appreciate you guys and gals watching, and please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. And definitely leave comments on what you've tried, what you haven't tried, what you like, where you've gone, anything else. Also comment if you like the solo presentation on the videos. Now that I've gotten rid of, now that Dawn, couldn't be with us today. So hopefully she's smelling and tasting tomorrow, so that we can both be back here. And if not, you'll see my pleasant face. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. Enjoy.